So iMessage is one of the best applications you can go ahead and use nowadays, and it's only gotten better. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the best tricks and tips, whatever you want to call it, that you can utilize with iMessage in 2022. Now, this specific year, a ton of things have changed. So I'm going to go ahead and hit on some of my favorite ones in the latest beta of iOS 16. If you're watching this like 7 months from now, then iOS 16 should probably already be installed on your phone. But if not, if you're watching this the day I make it, I would not recommend installing iOS 16, but I would want to show you guys exactly what's going to be happening in the next iteration of iOS. Now, first of all, we have the ability, if we go ahead and open up iMessage, we have the ability of natively, this is crazy, unsending iMessages that we've already sent. So to do this, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and load up into your specific, iOS 16 iPhone. You want to go and load up iMessage. You want to load up an iMessage like this. And what you'll have the ability of doing is just like that, where we have that specific iMessage that I sent earlier, as long as both parties are on iOS 16, I can go ahead and hold down on that iMessage like this. I can get into this little panel that comes up, but I can go ahead and click undo send, as you can see right there. And what's going to happen is it's going to undo that send. It's going to magically disappear on my end, and that is it. That message will now be technically gone, and that's all I have to do now. If I go ahead and hop out and I go back into it, you can see that message is no longer there, and it says you unsent a message. Totally okay, but that's a really cool thing. And if you send a ton of messages like that, well, they can go ahead and be removed, I guess. And that is something that's really cool, and I cannot wait for this to happen officially on our latest iPhones. Now, another thing that I mentioned earlier that I think is really cool too in other videos is actually editing iMessages. So what this entails is basically you go ahead and hold down on your iMessage here, and instead of clicking undo send, you click on the edit button that's right below it. So you can go and click on edit like that, and now look at this. We have the ability of actually editing our iMessages just like so. So now if I didn't want to click hi like that, I wanted to say hello, well, I can go ahead and type in hello like this. I can go and click this check mark, and now it should also send or re-edit on their side as well. Now, like I mentioned, it needs to be on both parties, and this is still a beta, so it's probably still going to need to be fixed up a little bit. But essentially, we will have the ability of going through and actually editing our iMessages too, which that in and of itself is really awesome. Now, another thing I want to showcase to you all is actually how to recover deleted iMessages. Now, this is again an iOS 16 feature, but I cannot wait for this thing to actually come out officially. So to do this, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and hop out of here. Let's say we went ahead and deleted this iMessage. So we clicked here, we want to click delete, and you can see it tells me no messages. Basically, it's been deleted. Well, now what we have is a new little option called recently deleted on our iMessage tab. So all we have to do is swipe back like here. Now, all you want to do is go and click on recently deleted, and you will come into this panel. Now, all you will have to do is go and click here, and you can go ahead and either fully delete these specific messages, or you can recover these messages, but just by clicking the recover button. And that's really all you have to do. It's extremely easy. So now you can go and click recover. You can go and click, recover for messages. And now look what happens. The recently deleted option is not here anymore because we went ahead and, removed that basically. We can click on our specific message as before, and you will see that your specific message will now be there. So that in and of itself is really awesome too. So those are some of the exclusive, I would say, iOS 16 features that should be coming out very, very soon. And the next thing I want to show you is something that I love doing. It's actually pinning messages. So what this allows us to do is to actually go ahead and just, if we text people all the time or whatever, but we have the ability of going through and actually pinning messages up top. So family members, employees, workers, whatever. All we have to do is go ahead and hold down on the message here, and you will see this pin option. So all you have to do here is you can go and pin a message like that, and it'll go ahead and pin it up top. So you can click here, you can pin that message, and you will see that the message will now convert into this little option, and you can go ahead and pin this option up top, which I think is actually really cool, and that's really all you have to do. Now, if you want to unpin it, you hold it down like so. You can go and click unpin, and that message will now be unpinned, and you're pretty much going to be good in that standpoint too. But you may have seen another cool thing. Essentially, we have the ability of also unreading iMessages within iOS 16, which is crazy in and of itself. So if you have read notifications on, you can see I can see whenever this person read that message. Well, if I wanted to go ahead and actually turn that off, or potentially even have them unread it, so basically it doesn't even show that I read it, I can go ahead and hold down on the message right here, and I can go ahead and mark it as unread. So if I go and click on mark as unread, watch what happens. The little, blue thing dot little comes up. It still shows that I read it, but basically it'll go ahead and have that little blue dot away. Now, I also do think that that will also showcase to them that I haven't read that message yet. So once the official version of iOS 16 comes out, I think that's also going to go away. So if you mark it as unread, so just like how I did right here, I can hold it down, mark as unread. I think that's also going to go ahead and go away on their side as well. So that's another really awesome thing we have within iOS 16. Now, some other things that a majority of you already probably know by now, it's actually going through and reacting to messages. So just like, if you want to go ahead and, type something out like, I love you, whatever like that, you can always go ahead and love, like, exclamate, say haha, or whatever else to other reactions and other iMessages people sent. So in this case, if I wanted to go and react to this specific message, you can go ahead and hold it down just like so. You'll get all these little prompts that come up right there. And all you have to do there is pretty much go through and you can click the like button just like that. And you can go ahead and like that message. And that's really all you have to do. It's very basic. Again, doesn't really take too much time in that specific standpoint. You can always click here and you can always, click, thumbs down. You can do whatever else you want to do here and it'll go and change those reactions too. But like I mentioned before, something else that's really awesome is actually sending, messages with effects. So essentially, if you wanted to go ahead and send iMessages with effects, you can always go ahead and click here. And you can always type in things like happy birthday. That's something that always gives a really cool effect. I think it's like balloons or something. So you go and click here. If you go and send this, basically the person will go ahead and get a little, animation of balloons just like so. So you can always send that over to people. People really like that too. But you can always send out iMessages even if they don't have anything like this. So if you just say like things like thanks so much or something like that, if you want, you can go and hold down on the iMessage send button, which is right there. If you just hold it down like so, and I don't know why my screen's being so weird, but if you hold it down, you'll basically come into this little panel. So here what it allows us to do is it actually allows us to send certain things with effects. So what this allows us to do is basically we can go ahead and scroll through. We can, choose different things like this. We can send something with like a slam effect, a loud effect, a gentle effect, and invisible ink. So they have to hover over it to actually, see what it is. But you can also send these screen effects. So here, just like how we had it before, we can send out, different screen things like this. Here are the balloons like I showed earlier, and there are a ton of these types of things. So all you have to do here is you can scroll through, find whichever one. Let's say we want this one. We can go and click the send message. Look what happens. The whole entire screen will basically go ahead and, basically just do what it was. And I think that's another really, really cool thing that's within iOS 16 and it's been in there for many, many iOS versions by now. So that pretty much covers up a majority of the things I wanted to hit on. I also want to mention that basically within the settings application, you can always go inside of the messages panel and there are a ton of different things you can modify here. You can always go through, there's so many things. And I think with iOS 16, there are a few other things added too. So I'd recommend scrolling through here, turning on any options you want. I would always recommend going through and just turning on probably filter unknown senders just in case you get a lot of spam text or something. You can always go ahead and filter that on and then it'll go ahead and help kind of alleviate all the random text you get. But those are pretty much cool. The best tricks and tips within iMessages you may want to check out. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.